The thing I've learned mostly about building businesses, it isn't what you say, it's what people think they heard. And if you're a poor communicator, you have no idea what other people think they heard because they filter it through their belief structure.
I can remember the first time we met was many, many years ago. And what you had done in your business is you had taken the 21 Laws of Leadership and you had literally built your business with practices and principles off of those laws. And I remember sitting there watching you teach, train, equip your people. And I thought to myself, now here's a guy that understands that a book is an asset that you take and apply it to your business to build your business. And that's exactly what you're doing. And as an author, a writer, Brandon, that's what I love. I love more than anything else people taking my stuff and practicing it and then teaching it and then letting it multiply whatever they're trying to accomplish. That's why I do what you do. That's why you do what you do too. One of the things I've always loved about you, Brandon, our heart is always, whatever we're doing, how does this help people? You're not a reservoir, you're a river. You're not storing that stuff up and damming it up and saying, someday I may need this water. You are just letting it flow to the people. So when I write a book, everything I learn, I say, okay, how do I apply this to myself? How do I become successful with it? And the moment I've got it figured out, the next question is, okay, now how do I get this to the people as quickly as I possibly can?
Well, you know, John, in my first company, I had so much success early on in my 20s that I almost thought I could do no wrong. And then all of a sudden, at the peak of my professional and financial career, it all went away. And I was a victim of why it went away for a few years until one of my mentors said, what did you create that caused those conditions? You need to go back and identify what you created that caused those conditions for that ultimate outcome to happen. And it wasn't until I reflected back that I realized one of the single largest issues I had in that first company, despite the success we were having, was that I was not leading my team. I was commanding and I was dictating and I would pressure and push and scream and yell. And when I left that business, I had 380 employees. Not one of them said, thank you for the opportunity for 7 years to work for you. And I had to do some serious assessments to understand where was I deficient in my ability to connect to people and lead them as a leader, not as a dictator. And it wasn't until I opened that 21 Irrefutable Laws that it was so crystallized in my mind the things that I had done wrong. Now, let's fast forward to reapplying the things I learned from you, becoming a true leader. Leadership is making other people's success easy. All the things that you teach. Selling my last business for $151 million and making my employees and my customers all my partners and celebrating that. And now the thing I've learned mostly about building businesses, it isn't what you say, it's what people think they heard. And if you're a poor communicator, you have no idea what other people think they heard because they filter it through their belief structure. And now you just put a book out, 16 Laws of Communication, that if somebody reads it with the right filters, they will understand that what you're doing is you're laying out the exact process for people to understand what other people heard so that they can come together and maximize the opportunity of communication. And I just love the fact that you just so simply put it in principles that people can understand.